Hello guys, so welcome to the topic number 4 and 5, greenhouse effect from the weak pollution and eco world.
So in the do now, we will be introducing the concept of the greenhouse effect and greenhouse gas. So have a look at this video and try to see if you can perform this experiment at home. They mention try using Seltzer tablets, but you can use Mentos in water as well for the do now. Okay? So basically the experiment has 2 bottles, and one bottle has carbon dioxide and the other bottle is just plain water. And then when you put a light on the outside, the bottle with carbon dioxide becomes hot inside, a lot more than the other one. And this experiment actually can be applied to planet Earth, where we have the greenhouse effect and the carbon dioxide heats up the temperature. So we learn more about that as we go. So the purpose, today we will learn about the greenhouse effect. We will learn about writing ratios, showing comparison of 2 quantities that are cardinal numbers from messages or events. We will realize effects of greenhouse effect by representing guidelines to reduce activities that cause greenhouse gas. We will create a model that explains causes and effects of greenhouse effect on living things. And finally, specify self-conduct for safety from natural disaster.
Okay, so the vocabulary, number 1, the greenhouse effect. That's the topic from today, the greenhouse effect. We will see this after, but it's basically the Earth getting hotter because of the greenhouse effect.
Number 2 is trap. So when you feel trapped, you are surrounded by something that does not let you move out. Okay? So when you set a trap for a snake, you catch the snake. When you set a trap for a big animal, you capture the animal. Okay? So animals in the zoo are trapped inside a cage.
And then the second last, a wave. A wave. So it can be a wave for like in the ocean, we have the wave, or like a wave of hotness.
And number 4 is atmosphere. So we will learn this in the videos going ahead. But basically, if this is planet Earth, then outside the Earth, there is a layer called the atmosphere. And that layer is like a shield which captures all the heat on the surface of the Earth. Okay? So the atmosphere is a layer surrounding the Earth. You can think of it as the ozone layer. It is with the ozone layer. It is not the same, but that is what the atmosphere is.
Okay, so here the greenhouse effect. So here's the example. See on the right the picture. So a greenhouse is a glass house which we use to grow food and plants in any season. The greenhouse traps energy from the sun to keep the plants inside warm and in the winter. It is easier for the energy to enter the greenhouse than it's to leave out.
Okay, so as you can see here, it's made of glass, and the sunlight enters the glass. It heats up the inside, and the heat does not leave. Okay, so we'll watch this video, and then we'll continue the lesson on the other side of this video. So a greenhouse is a glass house which we use to grow food and plants in any season. Greenhouses trap energy from the sun to keep the plants inside warm in the winter. It is easier for the energy to leave the greenhouse than it is for leaving.
What is the greenhouse effect? Earth is a comfortable place for living things. It's just the right temperature for plants and animals, including humans, to thrive. Why is Earth so special? Well, one reason is the greenhouse effect. A greenhouse is a building with glass walls and a glass roof. The clear glass allows sunlight to shine into the greenhouse while also trapping the sun's heat inside. This is how a greenhouse keeps plants warm even at night and in the winter. The greenhouse effect keeps Earth warm in pretty much the same way. Earth isn't surrounded by glass, but it is surrounded by a jacket of gases called the atmosphere. In the daytime, the sun shines through the atmosphere, warming Earth's surface. After the sun goes down, Earth's surface cools. This releases heat back into the air, but some of that heat is trapped by the gases in the atmosphere. These heat-trapping gases are called greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide, water vapor, and methane are all examples of greenhouse gases. Earth needs a balance of greenhouse gases to maintain just the right temperature for living things. But some human activities are changing Earth's natural greenhouse effect. For example, burning fossil fuels like coal and oil releases more carbon dioxide into our atmosphere. These extra greenhouse gases can cause the atmosphere to trap more and more heat, leading to a warmer Earth. NASA satellites are constantly measuring the gases in our atmosphere from space. They've observed increases in the amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. The information from NASA satellites can help scientists figure out where greenhouse gases are coming from and how they are ending up in our atmosphere. This information will help us better understand the impact that greenhouse gases have on our climate and help us better understand this very special greenhouse that we call home. Find out more about our Earth at NASA Climate Kids.
So welcome back from the video. So here we have a slide on why the greenhouse effect is so important. It is important because the same process happens to our planet. Without the greenhouse effect, our planet would be very cold. It would only be minus 19 degrees centigrade. And if the greenhouse effect is too strong, then our planet will become too hot to survive. Okay, so here you have this video, this image, and this is the atmosphere, and then the rays of the sun get stuck on Earth, and they heat up the Earth, and then this area remains hot, and that is why plants and trees can grow.
Okay, so here you have pi, so the greenhouse gases are chemicals that exist in the air. So we want you that you copy on the right this pi. You can write it and draw it behind your thinking tool, and you draw it exactly the same. So you have the 30% of methane, then carbon dioxide, and then other gases.
Okay, so basically greenhouse gases, if there's too much or too little in our atmosphere, the Earth can become dangerous for living things. Okay? And the major greenhouse gases are CO2, methane, and nitrous oxide. And methane actually comes from cows. Okay? So animals, mostly big mammals, release methane. So cows, goats, bulls, they're a major contributor to this gas. And number two is carbon dioxide, which comes from the burning of fossil fuel.
Okay, here the thinking tool. We have the causes and effects.
So we want you to think why the greenhouse effect takes place. Okay? So when you burn trees, when you burn fossil fuels, when you have cows in your farm, all of those release carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Cows release methane in the atmosphere. So once the level of carbon dioxide goes up, then you have high CO2 concentration. Because of that, there are higher temperatures. And then because there's a higher temperature, then you have ice caps melting, then you have flooding, you have climate change. Okay? So all of these examples you can use to write down the cause and the effect for the greenhouse effect. And finally, list down 3 methods how you can prevent the greenhouse effect spreading.
Okay, then reflective. What is the name of the layer of the gas that protects the Earth? So we had this just before. And how does it protect our home? So write the vocabulary in English and in Thai in your notebook.
And then the thinking tool is the cause and effect for the greenhouse effect. And don't forget to draw the pie chart with the ratio of major greenhouse gases from people's activity. And you can draw the pie chart on the back side of an A4 size paper. Okay? So I'll just show you where that pie chart is. So this diagram you need to draw behind your thinking. Okay? So that's it for now, and we will continue next time, and see you tomorrow for another lesson. Okay. So take care.
Bye bye.